Here in a quiet village nestled between two ancient hills, there lived a man named Elias. He was known by all as the Broken One. His life had been a string of tragedies. He had lost his wife to sickness, his son to violence, and his home to fire. Each loss carved deeper lines into his face and heavier chains onto his soul. Elias did not speak much. He wandered through life like a ghost among the living, carrying grief like a second skin. At the temple, he often sat in the last row, not to be seen, not to be heard. Smash that like button, subscribe, share, and hit the bell. He believed he was too far gone for hope, too stained for redemption. One day, after a storm that left the sky unusually clear, Elias wandered into the forest, not knowing why. There, in a hidden grove surrounded by glowing wildflowers, he met a stranger. The man's face radiated warmth, and his eyes held eternity. "Why do you still carry the ashes of what once was?" the stranger asked. Elias fell to his knees, tears falling like rain. "Because I cannot undo what has been done. I have buried love. I have buried hope. I have buried myself." The stranger knelt beside him and gently touched his face. At the touch, Elias saw visions of his wife laughing in the sunshine, of his son running with joy, of his home filled with warmth. But then he saw something more, a city radiant and pure, where no shadows fell and no pain could follow. And he heard a voice, not just in his ears but in his bones. "He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." Elias gasped, as though waking from a long nightmare. The chains on his soul shattered, his tears dried, not because he had no sorrow, but because someone holy had wiped them away. The stranger stood and offered his hand. "Come, Elias, what was buried will rise again. The former things have passed away. Today you begin anew." From that moment on, Elias walked with a new fire in his eyes. He returned to the village, not as the broken one, but as the healed. He told his story to anyone who would listen, not a tale of sorrow, but of redemption, of a God who does not just forgive, but restores, who gathers every shattered piece and makes it whole again. And though the world still groaned with pain, Elias lived in the hope of that city where death has no door and tears are wiped away forever. For the old order has passed and new life eternal, unshakable, and full of joy has begun.